If you're a heating, air conditioning technician, or even a salesperson, when should a system be replaced and why does it matter? This is a fantastic question. I'm Scott Sylvan coming to you live for HVAC Technician Sales Secrets on a perfect day to talk about sales and business, and a fantastic day to talk about you for video number 2. So here's the thing. You're a technician, you're a salesperson, you're out in the field, and you're looking at a piece of equipment. You look at the data stamp, and it's got a 10-year stamp on it. It's got an 8-year stamp on it. And so here's a couple of reasons why you could have the conversation of the possibility of it being replaced. Now, you have to remember it's up to the homeowner or consumer, and you got to remember to do the right thing for them. And sometimes that requires a tough conversation. There's been plenty of times in my career where I would end up at a house and I would have a look at the data plate and like, this thing's 9 years old. So I'm going to go over a few things with you. Be willing to add whatever you want in the chat. If you're a homeowner, I can't help you. I don't sell to homeowners. I train in the industry. But here's the first thing. There's enough significant damage to the equipment, but that there's no warranty and there's no wherewithal to get this system up and running. So some manufacturers, they will say the warranty is only covered for the first homeowner. And depending upon the state that you're in, you have to abide by the rules. Sometimes, unless you can prove that they bought it, they're like, hey, warranty's collapsed. It's only for the first homeowner. And so you get out there and you take a look and you call the parts and you're like, hey, this is what I got. And they say, hey, give me the model and the serial number, and who's this the original owner of the house? And yes or no could dictate how much the parts are. And so, you can get pretty expensive really fast with blower motors and inducer motors, and sometimes with compressors or coils. And the reason you have to know this is you have to be able to explain, like, hey, here's what you're up against as a consumer. Who is at fault, right? And so sometimes it's the builder, sometimes it was the previous company, sometimes it's the past homeowner, and sometimes it's the current homeowner. The next reason is you would want to have the conversation about replacement is, let's say it's just a horrible install. There's been plenty of times in my life where I'd end up at a job and I'd look at them like, who put this thing in? Were they blind? Did they only... There's a lot of reasons I could come up with, and none of them are polite. But like, you take a look at the job and you're like, hey, this thing just wasn't installed right. It's going to be easier for us to start over. In California, one of the codes is you have to be able to get to the blower door. And there's a lot of times where I'd get up into an attic, or I'd get into a basement, or I'd get into a garage, and somebody had something blocking the door. You couldn't change the motor. It was like you would literally have to pull the furnace out to change the motor or pump down the system or the heat pump. And sometimes it was just cost prohibitive. It's like, hey, you've got something that has maxed out. It's just, this is what you're up against. We can fix it. We can absolutely, more than willing to, but at least be willing to listen to the options. Now, here's the thing. If you want to be better at sales, you want to be good at what you do, you should absolutely join my email publication, hvactechsecrets.com. I'll give you the goods, not in the Facebook group, not in the YouTube channel, which means private coaching, private training, discounted coaching, discounted training. It's an email publication. So to top all of this off, you got to take a look at what's under warranty. Now, you may have a manufacturer that says that we don't care if it's a second, third, fifth, 10th homeowner. You may have a situation where there is warranty left. But there's also a point where you have to do the right thing for the homeowner and say, hey, look, here is my list of concerns, don't make this stuff up. Here's my real list of concerns. You've got problem A, problem B, problem C, problem D, and it's not going to get better. There are times where you could take a look at a system and you know the brand, you know the manufacturer. There's certain manufacturers that you take a look, and there's a ton of these in Sacramento. You get in the attic and you're like, it's a good furnace, but the circuit boards are known for blowing out. Like you're probably not going to ever have a cracked heat exchanger on this furnace, but what you will have is a bad board. So you're like, hey, how many boards have you gone through? Like, how did you know? Like, I know the brand, right? Or how many coils have you gone through? Or how many, like you start getting a feel for which brands have issues, and you can truthfully say, hey, look, in my career, I've changed out 400 of these, which like it's one of the most common furnaces in our area, whatever you have in your area. You have to be willing to have the conversation. But here's the thing. You also got to take care of the people that you serve, right? There's a rash of some companies, and like some, making stuff up, and they don't have to. You don't have to. You really don't. Just tell the truth. Here's what you're up against. Option A, you can always do nothing. Option B, you can make repairs. Option C, you can replace a unit. That's the universe of opportunities that you have in the heating and air world, or even the construction world. Nothing, repairs, replace. And you can literally have that conversation with the people that you meet with. There you go. You got 1 of 3 things to do from here. Just 1 of 3. Find the subscribe button. Click on it every time I send out a video. You can get update. 2, hit follow. 3, share this video with a friend. We'll see you soon. Thanks for watching.